ladies and gentlemen. This is a video of our visit to Jackson, Mississippi. We were coming back from Destin, Florida from a beach vacation. We had a good family vacation down there. And me, my wife, her grandma, and then our children, my children by God's grace, we were able to stop at the state capitol building in Jackson, Mississippi, since Jackson is the capital of Mississippi. And it was really interesting because it was just maybe about half a mile from our hotel, so we went right up High Street and then kind of turned to the left and boom, it was there. And the funny thing was, me and my daughter by God's grace, we got out of the car and they're redoing the entrance to the Capitol, and we kind of just went off in a parking lot and took a couple of pictures. And one of my sons by God's grace took a picture there. Got back in the van and my wife said, just pull around here, I think this is the entrance. And then boom, there was the actual entrance. And so we had a good time. We took some photos, we took some videos, and so that's what you're going to see in this video. And I want to point out a couple of things that you might see in this video. One is what looks like a replica of the Liberty Bell. It's one, I think, of 55 replicas that were made, and then there's a statue honoring women. And so I'm going to get to that in the stuff that I'm about to read, but I want to give you a brief history of the Mississippi State Capitol. So this was designated as a landmark in Mississippi in 1986, and then it was put on the National Historical Landmark in 2016. It says, while Governor Andrew Houston Longino was in office from about 1900 to 1904, the decision was agreed upon to construct a new capitol. Now, this current Capitol building is the third Capitol building in Mississippi. One was built, I believe, in 1822. It's no longer in existence. And then the second Capitol building was built in 1839, and it served as the Capitol building till 1903. And now it is known as the Old Capitol Museum. If you're from Arkansas, this is kind of like the old State House there on Markham in Little Rock, which was our old Capitol. Okay. So anyways, this decision was made to construct a new Capitol. It says a design was chosen through the architectural contest, and the Capitol was built between 1901 and 1903 in 28 months on the site of the old state penitentiary. The 171,000 square foot building was designed by Theodore Link, an architect from St. Louis, Missouri, and was constructed by the Wells Brothers Company of Chicago. So back in the day, we're talking the early 1900s, says construction cost more than $1 million, which in today's money would probably be up and toward the billions, which was funded by back taxes from a lawsuit settlement from the Illinois Central Railroad. So we already talked about this being the third Capitol. It says originally the Capitol housed all branches of the Mississippi state government. Currently, the legislative branch is the only one operating full-time inside the building. The governor's office remains, but serves as a part-time office, which I'm assuming the governor operates through the, the governor's mansion. So a couple of things that I want to talk about, which we were on the south side, which is where the entrance is. It says the south side of the Capitol ground contains one of the 55 replicas of the Liberty Bell. And so, yes, it is a huge bell. And even my kids were saying, oh, wow, that's the Liberty Bell. And one of them's like, well, it's not Philadelphia, but it's a replica. And then a monument dedicated in June of 1912 honoring women on the home front during war, sculpted by Belle Kinney of Nashville, Tennessee. And so this statue you're going to see, one side it says mothers, the other side it says daughters. I think one side says wives, and I forget what the fourth side says. But there's flowers around it. And so what you have when you're facing the entrance of the Capitol is you have this bell, and then on back behind the bell you have this monument to women on the home front, and then you have the steps leading up into the Capitol. So those are a couple of things we saw. There also is, and I don't know if I got this or not in the video, it says, and a cast by Tiffany Studios of New York, and a plaque honoring the designation of the Capitol of the National Historical landmark by the National Park Services in 2016. I don't think I got that, but it's there if you want to go check it out. On the north side of the Capitol, which unfortunately we weren't able to see because they're doing construction over there, but if you ever have a hankering to go see the state capitol, Mississippi, once the construction's done, maybe it's something you can look for. It says on the north side of the Capitol rally marker is part of Mississippi Freedom Trail, commemorating the March Against Fear that began in Memphis and ended in the Mississippi State Capitol in 1966. Obviously, I'm assuming that's talking about the Civil Rights Movement. So, a 4-year, $19 million restoration completed in 1983. An additional project throughout the years helped to preserve and maintain the original integrity of the building, which they're under one of those projects right now on the north side, I believe. But what's really cool is you've got the Capitol there, and then on the north side, straight ahead, you have the Department of Transportation. And so let me get my directions correct. So we're on the south side when we saw the statue. So on the east side of the Capitol. So between High Street and then that street that runs in front of the Capitol, if you're going south, over to your left is a church building, and that is First Baptist Church of Jackson, Mississippi. It's an old building, but it's a beautiful building. So I've included a picture in that. And so what you're going to see are photos we've taken, a couple of little clips that I recorded. It's going to be a real short video, but I wanted to make this little intro to kind of give you some context to it. So go ahead and watch, and I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Yeah, they just updated the flag.
What did it look like?
It used to look like the Confederate flag, so that's why they did.
So I know. Wait. I'll come on those stairs. Why does every national building, why does every important building have to have a solar stand? I think it's on.
Oh yeah, there's probably still the very minimum building being cleaned.
This says daughters, the Baptist sisters. I know, that's why.
That would be a good postcard, Clara, for Mississippi.
What?
Just for Mississippi. I don't know.
You know, that
First Baptist Church of Jackson, Mississippi. Photo will be included. Got the bell.